Persona 5 or Persona series in general has been the greatest JRPG of all time, next to Final Fantasy. So when they announced P5X, my excitement is going through up Atlas' ass. Now being this is a Persona 5, there are a lot of Persona 5 things to do in this game. Everything you can do in Persona 5 Royale, you can do it here too. It is crazy. But this game is not all fun and games. There are some downsides, but we'll get into that later on. But I just, want to share my thoughts on this game, want to share my opinion on this game. So it's kind of like a mini review. Okay, so when they announced this game, first I thought this game was just probably the same as every other franchise gacha games that it is, with shallow gameplay, just money grabbing, fan milking, and that's pretty much it. And I know you all probably think the same as me, because if you have played most gacha games with existing IPs, they are probably dog shit. Final Fantasy is closing down, One Piece is closing down, Devil May Cry is, oh my god, let's not talk about Devil May Cry, alright? Black Clover is shutting down this year too, which is insane. That game was so good, but oh boy, I was wrong about this one. This game has to be one of the best gacha games out there, well, franchise wise, and the most free-to-play friendly, and you're all probably thinking why, and here let me tell you. Again, free-to-play friendly doesn't mean that it is without its downside. Alright, let's start off with the combat system and how everything goes. I think this is the most important one because, yeah, this is the main core of this game. Of course, it is the turn-based JRPG, same-ish as Persona 5 Royale, but a little bit different. In this game, you have highlights, which is your ultimate ability, same as Persona 5 Royale, but here you don't get to team up with your party members to do ultimate, which kinda sucks, but I think I know why they did this. Maybe because it is very hard to make combined ultimates with this many characters, but it would definitely be awesome if they added that in the future. Then you have your persona. In this case, only your MC can have multiple personas, but you can only bring up to 3 personas, unlike the original P5R, which you can bring until up to 12 personas. And comparing this to P5R, it's kinda meh. The original game is definitely better in this persona department, but I guess it is for balancing reasons. Then you have your teammates, your party member each have their own unique persona, and as they level up, they gain more skills. Your teammates have different types like healer, DPS, multi-target DPS, tank, debuffer, and also buffer. And after that, each has their own element. I also think this is a nice touch because you have to be more strategic on who to bring to a dungeon. Now, the best part about this is that even if you don't have a healer in your team, you have to remember that Wonder, your main character, can bring up to 3 personas. So you can make Wonder your healer and let your party member be the DPS. This is one of the main reasons why this game is super free-to-play friendly. The only different thing about this game is the Baton Pass. Well, in P5R, if you Baton Pass, you can choose whatever skills that your teammates have. But in this case, the Baton Pass has their own skill, so it's kinda meh in my opinion, but I think it's like, I don't know, make it more complicated, so you have to pull more gacha characters. That's probably why. In battle, it's your classic turn-based RPG, but Persona again plays a bit different. You need to inflict weaknesses to the enemies, making them down, and you can go one more turn, and then if you inflict everyone with their weaknesses, you can do this all-out attack, same as in Persona 5 Royale. Now, this weakness mechanic also applies to us. So if the enemy inflicts us with our weaknesses, then they will go one more turn. Simple, but very hard to master mechanic, which is in any Persona series. Of course, since this is a gacha game, you can auto pretty much everything, but I find that autoing in this game is kinda dumb. It just gets the work done if you are fighting smaller fries. It is nice though. I have to admit, I like auto system in many of my gacha games, and if I don't have auto system in many of my gacha games, it's kinda meh. But seeing they can implement auto system in this Persona game, and I am hoping for Persona 6 they will add this too. I know Persona series has an auto system, like Persona 4, 3, they all have auto system, but it's only for the teammates, not the main character. In this game, getting Persona is also simple. Just go into a dungeon and grind for it and craft it like crafting a weapon after grinding dungeons in MMORPGs. Super simple, so convenient, and love it. Also, you can get every persona in the game for free, and the grinding is again super easy. After you finish the dungeon, you are asked if you want to double, triple, or even quadruple your rewards. This is such a godsend in many gacha games because it will not take up your time, which is very good for a working gacha gamer. After that, you create your persona by fusing it, same as in Persona 5 Royale. So your persona have these different level or rank. The higher the rank, the higher the persona's max level is. Another good thing about it is that in this game you can equip and unequip the skills that is gained by your persona. It's awesome! You can mix and match anything to your heart's content and not being punished by it. Just go crazy with it, man! Because usually in the original game, you have to combine this and that to get the skill for that persona, and then you cannot unequip the skill that you have chosen for said persona, so it's a little bit more complicated than in this game. Alright, you know what? It is so hard to explain it in detail. To put it simply, in this game your persona can build differently each time, and that's a good thing. You can even build your damage dealer persona and have a healing ability. That is pretty good, right? So now for the gacha system. For global release, I can only see the soft PD system, where if you pull a certain amount of time, you will be guaranteed to a 50-50 5-star. So either you will get a random 5-star hero or the banner hero. And yeah, I don't like that. Since they have a guaranteed PD in the Chinese version of the game, I don't know, maybe they will add it later on? Well, hopefully so. Okay, so what happens if you get dupe? Well, basically the same as in any other gacha games. You can upgrade your character using the same dupes tokens, but for now, since there are not many characters in the game, you can get the same dupe easily and upgrade one of your character to at least +3, which is pretty good, you know? They also have a weapon banner, basically the same thing as the character banner. Here is the good part though about the weapon system in this game. This game only have exclusive weapons for each character, but even then, you can still get the 4-star exclusive weapon for your character and you don't need money for it. Just grind in-game and spend it with your in-game currency, not cash currency. Now, is this more pay to win because you can gacha your exclusive equipment and only need your exclusive equipment? Well, the answer to that is no, because I tried using the 4-star equipment or even the 3-star exclusive equipment. I don't find any problem with dealing damage, even though if you get a 5-star exclusive equipment, you will definitely progress faster in the challenges, dungeons, and story. And speaking of challenges, dungeons, and story, this game has so much content at its day 1 release. Challenges are challenging and rewarding, with many rewards, but obviously rewards are also pretty limited in this game, so you cannot get unlimited jewels, but you get the right amount for pulls, for doing this, doing that, you know, for extra energy and whatnot. Now, I know it feels like everything in this game is good, but trust me, it's not. I have to remind you that this is just my opinion. Your time and fun with the game may vary, so let's get into what I don't like about this game. The dungeon. This is where I think it's a bit of a mixed bag. The dungeons are very long. Even longer than the original game. As for me, a working man with a life, this is quite a task to get through because I want to get to know what's the next story of this game. But oh my god, I spend so much time in the dungeon than I'm supposed to. I know that to some of you guys, this long dungeon thing is great because you get more content and more stuff to play and explore. Dude, don't get me wrong, I love the exploration in this dungeon, in this game. They have a lot of fast travel points and a bit of backtracking so you can challenge the tougher mini-boss dungeons to get better rewards, or maybe you are a completionist, but I think it's too much to get to the next part of the story. I remember spending 8+ hours just to get to the next story or cutscenes, not the dialogue type of thing, okay? The cutscenes and the story. Obviously, I played the Taiwanese version of the game, and it is on the second dungeon. Man, that was so long. 8+ hours, man, to get through a dungeon. And mind you that this is not an open world game. So you are in the exact same dungeon for over 8 hours, even 10 hours. Although being this a long dungeon means you can get a lot more treasures, which is nice. Also, I gotta mention, in each dungeon you have a progression block. So what I mean by this is that at some point you will encounter this mini boss type of thing, and you will need to defeat that mini boss to progress to the next stage. But to encounter this mini boss, you, Wander, have to be at a certain level, and to get to that level you need to do side quests or progression dungeon that requires stamina. And what happens if you have done all the side quests and use up all your stamina, but you still haven't gotten into the required level? Well, you need to pay for the stamina or just wait until the stamina is replenished. This is a pain in the ass. Also, why they didn't add excess stamina storage? Like, you know, that extra stamina that you will have even if you haven't played the game for a while, like in Honkai Star Rail, ZZZ, and many more gacha games. It feels like they are trying to push us to play the game every freaking day, and to me this is not good. Secondly, they keep on popping up ads in my freaking fucking face. Holy, like every time I log into the game, there's gonna be ads to buy this and that. And even after some time I played the game, ads are gonna pop up again in my screen. To know that I have this quote-unquote limited offers. Like, come on man, I just want to enjoy my game. I'll check out the offer after every update, not every fucking day. So shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what to buy, okay? Just pop up the offers once a month and I'll go check that shit out. Stop putting ads in my freaking game and oh, alright, just stop it. Alright? Don't put ads in my freaking face when I want to play a game, even though it is free to play. Also, I've heard from the community that the global version has less rewards or have different rewards from the Chinese or Taiwanese version, but I don't know for sure, and honestly I am not gonna complain about that since I'm playing this game free to play and don't really care much about that stuff. Like, if I don't enjoy the game because it is being too monetized, I'm just gonna quit or stop playing entirely. Not even gonna say a word, because I feel like complaining like this is just tiring, and there are better games out there than this gacha trash. So I suggest you guys would do the same instead of just complaining and still playing it, or even worse, still giving them money instead of buying a quality finished game. But with that being said, this game is definitely free to play friendly. I enjoy it, and there's a lot of content to do in this game. So yeah, not just battling monsters, or in this case shadows. This game is filled with life because it has a life sim that you will enjoy, like fishing, playing baseball, studying to increase your social skills, and after increasing your social skills you will get this side quest, or you have a bonding quest or whatever it is, and also hanging out with your friends to increase your confidence, or I don't know why in this game you call it synergy, but you can increase your confidence so you can gain more abilities when you play, when you enter the metaverse or the dungeon. Not to mention you have a dress up sim. I don't know why, for me at least, I love dressing up my character even though I'm a man. Because, I don't know, I used to play this dancing game called Audition Online, and oh boy, yeah, I love to make my character looking silly and cool and unique as hell. So, not complaining about that, love it. I wish they add more avatars or costumes and you can get it for free too. But for now, in this game, to get the outfit that you want, you need to spend cash, or sometimes you can get it on events, but I don't find it anywhere else to get it. Maybe I missed something, so let me know if there is something else I can do to obtain the outfits, because I haven't finished the game either, because you know, this is a gacha game, it is long, progression blocking and whatnot, so yeah, just let me know. Well, there's nothing much to say again. I think the gameplay is good, combat is really nice, even if you play it manually, still pretty good. Love everything about it, about the good side at least of the game. I also think the role and the element system brings something nice and new to the table, and it is super free to play friendly again, because you know, you can build your main character to be anything that you want to complete your party. So it's like you don't have to pull, and you can get every persona in the game just by playing. Graphics and performance. To my surprise, this game feels way smoother than the Taiwanese version. I don't know if it's just a placebo fact or that is really true, But someone also said that it is smoother. Crazy. I don't know how they did it, but I am not complaining about a more optimized game. So for graphics, I do think that it is better than the original Persona 5 because it has more lighting and shadows. I'm not saying that the original is bad. The original still looks good till this day. I would say that the original game is quite timeless. But I do think that the animation on P5X is a bit stiffer than the original Persona 5 Royale because in P5R when you do something, it is just smooth all the way. It's like it has no cutbacks on the animation. And in this game, when you press something, it is also a bit clunkier. Like sometimes it is not responding to your presses or just have this delayed action in P5X, which is not nice. Now, why does this happen? I actually don't know. Because I tried installing this on my HDD and my SSD, it's still the same. There is a little bit of delay in everything you do. Maybe it's just because of the engine, you know, because in P5X, if you don't know already, they are using Unity, and in Persona 5 Royale, they are using their own engine. But overall, the graphics is nice. Try it at 4K and it's really good, and the performance is smooth, but the animation is worse than the original. But then again, it gets the job done. Alright, let's get into the audio section. Now, there is a bit of a problem in the audio department. Well, I wouldn't say a bit, actually a lot. But it's not about the music, or the voice acting, or the sound effects. They are all good. There are no compressed files, compressed audio. Voice acting is spot on. Music is of course spot on because it is reusing the assets of Persona 5 Royale, which is great. It feels nostalgic and it's just good. So the problem is that when I click something, sometimes there is no sound at all. And sometimes in battle, the audio is delayed. Mind you that I installed this on my SSD. And yes, I tried installing this on my HDD and it is even more delayed. Again, I don't know why this happens, but it's just way too annoying at times. Usually you have this clicking sound effect when you go back, when you press circle and you press X to accept things, but sometimes it isn't there, like the audio is not there. And I wish that they have English voice acting because I know for sure that the English voice acting is gonna be good in this game or even better than the Japanese voice acting. Another complaint that I wanna say is that the pauses between dialogue in this game. In Persona 5 Royale, there are no pauses between dialogue.
That castle and steal the treasure from Kamoshida, right?
But wait, what even is a treasure? I want to know that before we do anything.
A treasure is the physical form of the palace ruler's distorted desires. In other words, it's the core of the palace. Once we steal it, the palace will crumble. I think. Having said all that, even I don't know what Kamoshida's treasure is going to be.
So it's like people talking naturally. And it's really good and makes you immersed to the story at all times. But here, the pauses are present and making it sounds unnatural.
まあ、我が輩はかっこいいけどな。わしはどちらかといえば正官だからな。愛らしさで選ばれないのは致し方あるまい。
お前らのその自信はどっから来んだよ。
Also, pauses between dialogues can make me sleepy. So at times, when the conversations are not that interesting, I tend to skip the cutscenes because of the pauses itself. It's just boring. It's just making me sleepy. I just don't want to hear the pauses because pauses like that is wasting my time. But it's just me, alright? It's not as bad as in Honkai Star Rail. Like in Honkai Star Rail, the dialogue scenes made me uninstall the game. And mind you that I never skipped the cutscenes on P5R because the voice acting and how natural they sound is so mesmerizing. Like it's making me want to know more about the story and listen to them talk. But I gotta say man, this is just my very sensitive nitpick because I really don't like pauses between dialogues. So if you don't mind the pauses between dialogues, then by all means, it's not a big deal and it doesn't make it bad, right? The story is quite nice and how everything flows, it's kind of good. It's just the pauses, that's pretty much it. Sound effects are crisp and clean. Music is always spot on when you are in the game. So it's just my very sensitive nitpick for the game. So overall, how is this game? I'd say that this game is great despite being a gacha game. And for now, I haven't found anything really bad that makes me want to quit the game immediately. I mean, the cash shop itself is quite expensive, but if you don't think that's expensive, then I have no words for you. Maybe just give me your money than gambling to this shit, you know? For gameplay, it's good, animation is okay, music is good, combat definitely good, story is also pretty good, but since this is a live service game, everything is subject to change. So for now, I will just review it as it is. And in my opinion, I do recommend you guys to try this game out and see if you like it or not. But if you ask me if this game is better than Persona 5 Royale, I think Persona 5 Royale is definitely better in all aspects of the game. So that's why just buy Persona 5 Royale and you will have a very fun time, and you will not be complaining that this game has progression block, blah blah blah, not enough stamina points, not enough this and that, delayed graphics and audio pauses, whatever it is, because in Persona 5 Royale everything is so much better, and it is a complete game, a complete dish that you will enjoy no matter what. You will put hundreds of hours into that game. That's it from me, and enjoy P5X.